According to AT&T, it's a business imperative to champion equality, diversity, and inclusion. Or as OAN host Liz Wheeler put it,
don't let transgender penguins fool you.
Let's get into it. What a week. Lego, the world's largest toy maker, has promised to eliminate gender stereotypes from its products, which means my 1,000-piece Women Be Shopping kit just got really valuable. In a press release, the CEO explained, from the beginning, Lego was never about enforcing outdated gender roles. Lego was always about one thing: catastrophic foot injuries. That's the mission. Meanwhile, Black China went on a pro-vaccine rant at Miami International Airport while not wearing a mask. Okay, little conflicted.
Go get the shot. Take the shot every 10 years.
Hell yeah.
The same shit that you have to do, the same thing that you have to do to enroll your kids.
You don't see enough helpful rants. We need more people walking around the grocery store remembering to change your smoke detector batteries. Excuse me, I am a customer at this bank and antibiotics are overprescribed for ear infections. This week, Katie Couric admitted to editing out negative comments made by Ruth Bader Ginsburg in her 2016 interview with the justice, including how the kneeling protests indicated a, quote, contempt for government that has made it possible for their parents and grandparents to live a decent life. Frustrating. I'll say this, at least RBG was consistent. By failing to retire, she did damage the cause of building a fair and more just society. And it was a profound act of narcissism and arrogance that will forever tarnish her legacy. What were we talking about? All right, Katie Couric. I like that she's being honest in this book for good and for ill. So normally when a memoir comes out, all the reviews are like, this is self-serving garbage. It's a false narrative designed to clean up their image. And then all these excerpts from Katie Couric's book come out and they're like, she kind of seems terrible in this. And then everyone's like, why did she say these things in her book? Doesn't she know she's fucked? I think it's kind of cool. I think it's cool. Air the dirty laundry. Talk about your mistakes. Well, who cares? You're Katie Couric. Yeah, fuck you, money. Might as well just put it all in the book. She worked side by side with Matt Lauer for a decade while he was pressing that button that closed his office door every time a junior producer with breasts brought him the mail. A lot of people knew. What can we learn from this? Anyway. I still can't believe she tried to poison Deborah Norville. She didn't try to poison Deborah Norville. She just said insulting things about her. Recently, Succession star Brian Cox said about the acclaim for the show, I've been at this game for too long not to acknowledge the writer first and foremost. The writer is the thing. Who snuck this in the cards? Slow down, Brian Cox. The show is called Succession, not Succession for writers. This week, Skechers dropped Las Vegas Raiders coach Jon Gruden as a spokesperson following Gruden's resignation from his job Monday after the New York Times published emails in which Gruden made homophobic, racist, and sexist comments. He disparaged a gay NFL player. He said players who protested should be fired, and he criticized the league for attempting to reduce concussions. And I agree. I don't think that should be the Skechers slogan either. It's cancel culture run amok. Now I'll have to go to eBay for my next pair of Air Grudens. Got to get vintage Air Grudens now. Air Grudens. This week, a Reuters investigation found that AT&T played a central role in creating and funding the far-right One America News Network, OAN. It's a disturbing glimpse into the dark heart of a twisted organization that's hell-bent on bringing America to its knees, and its association with OAN only makes matters worse. It's good stuff. According to sworn testimony from an OAN executive, 90% of OAN's revenue came from a contract with AT&T-owned TV platforms, including DirecTV. The other 10% came from ads for My Pillow. My Pillow, the only pillow that guarantees it did not kill Antonin Scalia. It makes sense. OAN and AT&T are brand aligned. Like in their diversity statement, AT&T says, our society doesn't work if it doesn't work equally for all. That's why at AT&T, we are committed to stand for equality as one of our core values. And on OAN, host Kara McKinney kicked off Pride Month by telling her audience, we of course pray for those suffering from same-sex attraction. AT&T says we believe we have a moral and business obligation to engage on the fundamental issues of equality and fairness. And Jesse Lee Peterson couldn't agree more when he said, we must remember white history, because if it wasn't for that, there would be no America. And so they got black history, women history, Mexican history, so-called gay pride. What's happy about being perverted? Said AT&T Chief's Diversity Officer Corey Anthony, let's continue to celebrate and raise our voices on behalf of the black community, because when we all stand for equality, change happens. While on OAN, South African whites allowed the blacks to take over. Now they're taking their homes and land without compensation. Nobody is doing anything about it. Whites have no protection. The same thing is happening in America. This is a battle between good and evil. According to AT&T, it's a business imperative to champion equality, diversity, and inclusion. Or as OAN host Liz Wheeler put it,
If gender is destroyed, doesn't that destroy traditional gender roles? And if gender roles are destroyed, doesn't that destroy gendered relationships? And if gendered relationships are destroyed, doesn't that destroy traditional marriage? And if traditional marriage is destroyed, doesn't that destroy the family unit? And if people aren't dependent on their families, then who do they depend on? That's right, the government, which is the goal of liberals in the first place. Don't let transgender penguins fool you.
that's right. That was about a zoo. I guess AT&T's diversity efforts have spotty coverage as well. Hitting them where it hurts. Maybe OAN Studio isn't in their coverage area. Maybe you're going to have to move to the roof to find equality. A new study found that phthalates, used in products from food containers to kids' toys to vinyl flooring, contributes to early death in consumers. Now, if you're very quiet, what you'll hear is a conservative think tank creating a multimedia marketing campaign to manipulate middle-aged white men into believing that phthalates are central to their very being. They're coming for our phthalates. AOC wants to ban rubber duckies. These Jews are going to get rid of Happy Meal toys. John Kent, Clark Kent's son in the current Superman in DC Comics, will be revealed as bisexual in an upcoming series and fall in love with a male reporter. More like Superpower Bottom, moving on. Just moving on. Don't even, that is 20% of a joke. Touting his own efforts to reduce his carbon footprint, Prince Charles told the BBC that his Aston Martin sports car runs on cheese byproducts and surplus English wine. Prince Charles said he got the idea when he realized English wine tastes exactly like gasoline. What a fancy little joke that is. I don't know what English wine tastes like. Is there such a thing? Fuck 'em. Here's a pickup line that I could use on Prince Charles. Hey, Prince, you want to ride me on the weekends? Because I also run on cheese byproducts. Thank you. William Shatner became the oldest person to make it to space at 90 years old during Jeff Bezos' successful Blue Origin mission. It's a nod to his famous television character, Denny Crane on Boston Legal. Acclaimed author of wilderness adventure novels, Gary Paulson died this week at the age of 82. He was fighting a bear. His books made us all feel like we could survive a plane crash in the wilderness, while in reality, one time I walked all the way to Starbucks with no shoes on without noticing. As the IATSE strike looms next week over long hours and low wages, the Union for 150,000 Workers in TV and Film and Theatrical Production issued a statement this week declaring if the studios want to fight, they poked the wrong bear. It would be the union's first strike in over a century of existence. I heard that cheer. We can do that. The statement concluded with an ominous quote from Tolkien's The Two Towers. War must be while we defend our lives against a destroyer who would devour all. But I do not love the bright sword for its sharpness, nor the arrow for its swiftness, nor the warrior for his glory. I love only that which they defend. It's important to support these workers, even if they are represented by huge fucking nerds. And finally, Nancy Pelosi chided reporters this week for not publicizing the specifics of the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill, Build Back Better. Let's roll the clip.
I think you all could do a better job of selling it, to be very frank with you, because every time I come here, I go through the list. Family and medical leave, climate, the issues that are in there. But it is true, it is hard to break through when you have such a comprehensive package.
You know what else helps you break through with a comprehensive package? A little VCR cleaner. Yes! We've done it again! In this game, Lord of Hot Takes, named after a brief moment where we were talking about the fact that Lord ate hot wings on a YouTube show. We could have come up with a better name, so we're going forward with it. In this game, you have 1 minute to defend any take to which you are assigned, even if you personally find it repellent. I haven't seen any of these. That is real. I sincerely have not. So are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see our first hot take. This is for Brandon. Mom and pop shops are worse than chains. Fuck mom, fuck pop.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You have 1 minute.
All right. Yeah. You ever go to a mom and pop shop try to find bulk toilet paper? Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Yeah. You show me a fucking mom and pop shop with Eddie Kirkland signature brand stuff, and you simply can't. So knock it off. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? Yeah, fuck mom and pop.
You did it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, next hot take. Adele who?
Oh,
Solomon.
Yeah. Okay.
No, who's Adele? I have no idea who Adele is. Is it a person? Is it a store? Is it a place or a thing? I don't listen to music. Never been a fan. Not a big fan of singing, especially good singing. That's really sounds not too. Did she release an album recently? Is that what's going on? Is that why we're mentioning her again? Is it her age? She always mentions her age. That's a very weird thing to do on an album. I don't know why. Like, I'm 25. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares.
I can keep talking about Adele not being good at singing.
What about her
I don't
singing?
mean it without. I feel so bad. Bantu braids. What happened to that? We so mad about that? That was weird. That was a crazy time.
Why'd you do that?
I think she has a black boyfriend now. I think that's what happened.
That's what the album's
it's
about.
That's all you need is the one black person to say, yeah, that's fine.
The gateway drug.
All right.
Beautiful.
All right.
That shit, man.
Yeah.
Next take. Mourning the death of a pet is over dramatic. That one's for me, apparently. Here's the thing, and it's time we all face it. You're always 1 month away from being over the death of a beloved pet. I'm not saying that our love for our pets isn't real. Of course it is. But it's also very simple.
You really gonna do this?
and that doesn't make it any less valid. But they're not people. They don't ask us any questions. And the truth is, how much can you love something you're allowed to kill if the surgery has 4 figures in the price?
Yeah. Come on now. That's facts.
It's a fact. They give you the option.
Yep.
Wow.
Hey,
Talk to him.
Put the hot takes that I'm assigned on our after show meeting list for tomorrow. When we do our look back on how it all went. Let's go to the next take.
Oh, Lord.
For Akilah, virginity is a valuable concept for society.
You know, look, I believe in hearing both sides of any argument. I think virginity is important as a concept for, say, daiquiris. You know, kids want that good sugar. And you got to keep them safe, all right? We don't want drunk kids running around your home or outside.
Nice. Nice. She found a loophole.
I sure did, and I needled until there it was. You know, thank you so much for riding with me. I think virginity in that context, absolutely valuable. How else would anyone know? In a sexual context, I would say it's up to the person. I'm not going to judge your kink. Like, if you're obsessed with your virginity to the point where you're not fucking, like, that's your thing. Like, that's for you. Good for you. Like, you don't have to.
You did it.
So, yeah, I did that.
All right, let's do one more round. What's up next? William Shatner should die up there.
Oh, no.
Brandon, you're up.
I mean, he's how old is yeah, he's 90? Yeah, come on. 90? That's enough.
Got enough.
He got some albums. It was at one album. How many albums did William Shatner drop?
Probably just the greatest hits.
I mean,
spoken word.
He did enough.
5.
90 is nobody needs to. That's fine. If you're 90,
and also, isn't dying in space at 90 way cooler than
That's
the alternative
great.
ways of dying?
100%.
yes, that's nice. Yeah, come on now. Fucking 90. Die in space. That's great. Yes.
I'm
All
convinced.
Right. Next take. I can't wait for the Olympics to come to LA. They will be great for the city. That one's mine. It'll be great for the city. Here's what I think. I think the life of a city, it doesn't happen in small streets where neighbors can meet and have community, go to local shops, interact with one another, feel a sense of place unique to where you are, the geography, the weather, the history, the culture, the people. No. What makes a city great is when basically capitalism lands giant spaceship-like stadiums, completely out of proportion to the regions in which they are stuck, that sit like monuments to hubris, arrogance, and capital, that are used briefly and then left to disrepair and to slowly collapse under the weight of the failed promises that led them to be funded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also fundamentally agree with Caitlyn Jenner, which is that the problem
Oh my God, time.
I agree with what Caitlyn Jenner said, which is that when you see unhoused people, the issue is that you see them with your eyes. That if you see them, that's the problem. Their existence is how they enter your ocular nerve and react to your brain. That's what must be stopped. The seeing of them. And that's why I think the Olympics will be good for our city.
Beautiful.
Shut up, Monica Lewinsky.
What's next? Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are the defining love story of our time. Akilah?
When you're right, you're right. Okay. Machine Gun
God.
Kelly and Megan Fox. I was going to say Megan Kelly. Megan Fox. She should not take his last name, clearly. Are the defining love story of our generation. I mean, let's be honest. We're all just like, our souls look like that. A little crusty. A little worn for wear. Maybe just doing it out of desperation and a sense of needing to be seen and a new narrative to be spun. Maybe we had a rap career for a long time that almost happened. And then we had to pivot to pop punk. And maybe Megan was like, the last thing I was really kicking it with was New Girl. And the pandemic made a lot of people watch it for the first time. And you know what? We needed this. This is more uplifting than Benifer. At least I'm pretty sure by looking at Machine Gun Kelly, his people didn't have slaves. I can't say the same about Ben Affleck. This is a great couple.
Nice.
And I love it. I love it for them. I'm happy for them.
And that's it. That was an incredible job
Wow.
defending those hot takes. One more time for Brandon, Solomon, and Akilah.